I don't want to say I told you so. I made these videos months ago talking about this shit. And I said, regardless of how you feel, regardless of how you felt about this situation, your man signed a contract. And because he signed a contract, he got to honor that contract, bro. And what happened today is literally just the contract being held responsible. And I know whoever's sitting there angry as fuck because they're not going to get an undisputed fight. Dog, yeah, you can't be angry at Deontay Wilder right now. All that man is doing is exercising the ability that he had in that contract. That's all he's doing. You know who you should be upset at? You know who you should be angry at? You know who you should be directing your attention to? And you feel like you've been hoodwinked and bamboozled? You should be directing that anger at Tyson Fury. He the one that signed that contract. And as somebody who works in a field where contracts is very normal, like I see contracts every day, like every day, day in and day out. Like I don't negotiate any of them, but a lot of my clients, they have contracts. Bob Arum and Tyson Fury, all they had to do was go to the courts and say, hey, this COVID shit is going to fuck up how we do this fight. Can you void this contract? Because we don't know if we could fulfill it. That's all they had to do. And I bet you that a court would have obliged. But they didn't. They were banking on that clause for the expiration date. And then they try to go back and say, well, the contract is not valid. Nah, man, it don't work like that, bro. That clause that's put in place, that force majeure clause, is specific to them. COVID was not specific to them. COVID fucked up a lot of shit. And what they should have done is they should have gone to the courts and said, hey, this situation is pretty bad. We're not going to meet this deadline. Void this contract. If they would have did that, I bet you that, you would have gotten all this fucking pre-tours and pre-sale and tickets where they would have charged you $10,000 to attend this fucking Fury Joshua fight in the middle of the desert. You would have gotten that. No. And for me, I'm not even going to bring in Joshua and Hearn into this because they doing what they were supposed to do. They was applying pressure to the situation. You ready to get this done or not? And every time that they applied pressure, you had another side saying, I need to relax. I need to do this. And that's when that started happening. I was just like, man, this fight ain't going to happen. And that's why I held back on speaking about it. Because had I made more and more of those videos, I would have gotten more and more of those comments of like, you don't know what you're talking about. Wilder's not trying to take the third fight. He's trying to get a payout. And I'm over here like, bruh, it don't matter how you feel, bro. That contract don't got feelings. Whether you like it or not, the fight was going to happen. I said that the fight was going to happen. And for those of you saying, oh, well, they'll just not fight Wilder in the U.S. If this was a situation where ESPN wasn't involved and Top Rank wasn't involved, I give that one to you. But the problem with taking that stance is that those two parties are involved. And ESPN is not going to play about it. The last thing that they need is a much bigger lawsuit. You're talking about a company that has been losing a ton of money over the last couple years. They done had to get rid of a lot of high-profile people that work for them. They shelling out a ton of money in TV rights so that they can host sports. They done made this pay model with ESPN Plus to try to build up some revenue. ESPN is not in a position right now to be worried about an additional lawsuit if you just choose not to agree to a third fight. Because when that happens, And if Wilder makes a bigger case out of this, and then you got people on their side of ESPN saying, "Yo, Wilder's gonna sue us, so we gotta sue Tyson Fury and Bob Arum." That's not gonna be good for boxing. It's not gonna be good for Fury. It's not gonna be good for Wilder. It's not gonna be good for Joshua. It's not gonna be good for the heavyweight division. So a lot of you who are feeling angry, upset, or for those of you who are surprisingly quiet because you look like a fucking idiot, the best thing that you could do right now is have one or two options. You can either talk nicely to Deontay Wilder and be like, "Yo, my bad. Let's break bread. I know what you want. That's not where my head is at. I want to take the Joshua fight. How can I make this right?" Or you could fight Deontay Wilder by September 15th. But you know what's not going to happen? You're not going to sit and wait that out. Because if you wait that out, that's only going to give you more problems, bro. And if you take that third option and just say, "Fuck it, I'm going to just fight him anyway," you're going to open up so many issues and problems. And another reason why you need to be mad at Fury and Arum, not just for signing the contract, but Fury pulled that stunt yesterday, bro. Where he got on his whatever platform he uses, whether it be Twitter or whatever, confirming the fight, he didn't do that because the fight was official. He did that so that he can get ahead of the news. He did that so that he can get ahead of it and try to make it look like he had nothing to do with the case being ruled. I need y'all to really step back and you talking about a motherfucker that retired rather than fighting Vladimir Klitschko in a rematch. Do you really think that this was not a ploy to get you to be emotional and angry and blaming? Wilder didn't do nothing but exercise that contract. And whether or not how you feel about you don't want to see a third fight or you feel angry that you got to watch, he didn't force Tyson Fury to sign that contract. You got to honor that contract at the end of the day. You can't be mad at him because Fury and Arum signed that contract. And for Hearn and this shit was clear as day. Usyk didn't even sign the contract to fight Joyce. He was waiting to see what would happen here. And I told people, I said, "Yo, if I'm Alexander Usyk, I wait. There's no reason for me to be jumping into fighting Joyce when you don't even know if Fury Joshua is going to happen." You got same offer to, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. It's about money. It's about money." Guess what? That's a nightmare too. Because if they do want to plan to pay off Wilder, Wilder could drag this out. Wilder could sit there and name his price. There's no belt organization that's going to cap this. Yo, back in the day when Mike Tyson was trying to fight dudes and he had to fight Lennox Lewis, he was paying Lennox Lewis like $4 million because of the belt organization. There ain't no belt organization that's going to hold this one back. WBC can't save this situation with a franchise title. This is contractually obligated. Ain't no belts being involved. Tyson Fury could drop his belt right now and he would still be obligated to take that third fight. So if I was y'all, hold your mans accountable and just hope that third fight goes your way.